Welcome back to my discussion on standards-based grading in the world language classroom. This is part 2. We've been talking about what standards are. And we've been talking about how in the traditional classroom, a grade is nothing but an average. We've got the first grade, maybe the second grade is great and the first grade is bad. Your average is a C. So it looks like you're an average student, even though maybe it just took you a while to get started in the class. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, Japanese, English language arts, and over the summer I teach health to high schoolers out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Come talk to me about this stuff. Come help me bounce ideas around. I'm at the Minecraft Teachers Lounge or the Minecraft Education Ambassadors. I'm at RoxM, Duolingo Educators Network, Teacher Excellence Lounge, and the World Language Teachers Lounge, Quizzes Game Changers and AI Certified Teachers. And as soon as the Practical and Comprehensible conference starts for this year, I'll be there too. They have a new website, a new Facebook group every year. I'm also at studio-nemo.com. So we've been talking about if you have a progressive skill, like music, like something athletic, like world language, and each test builds on the test before, and each skill builds on the skill before, and everything you put in the grade book builds on the skill before. How do you show that the student is growing? How do you show the student is mastering all the skills, all the tidbits of information you've been teaching the student, and not just here's a snapshot of that student at one moment in time? And so this is where standards-based grading comes in. Each of these is a standard that the student is going to learn to conquer in the school year. So your first pass for your grade book, because the grade books are dinosaurs and they're difficult to make it work around standards-based grading. Now, there are some pockets of school districts in the United States that are experimenting with it, and if you are one of those, I would love to hear about what your grade book looks like, because I have zero clue. So put in the comments or reach me at one of those other places. Tell me what your grade book looks like. For the rest of us, first pass is you can take your rubric. Now, normally my rubrics are 3-column rubrics. There, can you do it? Can you not do it yet? Can you do it and you're ready to move on to the next thing? All right, but my colleagues like to do like 5-column rubrics, and those are very easy to say, okay, if you're here in the correctly pronounces words column, you get an A. All right, if you're here, you've mispronounced a couple of words, but the listener understands what you're saying, you get a B for that. Okay, so we divide it out into pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and then whatever vocabulary we're targeting, and then the grammar, the encoding, basically. So got the grammar here, but this is like whether or not you have internalized the vocabulary. So it's easy enough to say this is an A, this is a B, this is a C, this is a D, blah, blah, blah. Now, the downside of this is great, but it's going to end up being an average again, because you're still using the same basic idea of A, B, C, D, right? So you've got to go back in your grade book and you've got to mark things as no count if you do this. All right, so this student didn't do so well on this one, but they did do well on the next one. So, I know they've got it now. It just took them a little while, so I can go back and put this no count. And I can go back and put this no count. All right, this student hasn't improved, so I didn't put it no count yet. This student hasn't improved yet. And the word yet is very important, okay? We all expect our students to be on an upward trajectory, right? So anyway, those aren't no count yet. But that's a pain. What I really like to do is I really like to allow infinite retakes. I don't care how long it takes. And again, this goes back to me getting my driver's license. I could take the test 2 times, 3 times, 20 times. It doesn't matter as long as I show mastery. Eventually, they're going to give me a driver's license. So for myself, what I do is I just go back into the grade book. And yeah, it's a little bit of work, but I think it's really worth it. And it's really worth it to the students too. It really lowers their affective filter. So when the student has retaken something, then I put a little note in the comment field of the grade book. brought score up, and this C says it's a comment, okay? This student brought score up, but they didn't bring it up to the full 100% yet. So when they come back in and do it again, I'll just say brought score up 2x for 2 times, you know? To me, that's totally worth it. And then I erase whatever grade was over here. And so there's no record of you failed at the first time other than in my comment field. The parents aren't going to see that. I don't even think the admin looks at that. Okay. Now, sometimes, since I run a game-based classroom and a project-based classroom, students want to redo something. And it's a bit of a logistical nightmare for them to redo it, okay? Like, for example, in my French class, I teach the students how to make crepes. What's a French class without learning how to make crepes? They have to do the whole thing, start to finish, en français. They have to know the ingredients. They have to be able to talk to each other. They have to be able to do the whole process in their teams with no English. Basically, if they're grammatically incorrect, don't tell them this. I don't count off. What I count off is, did you speak English? Okay, you get a point missing. All right, and it keeps them in French. All right, so maybe they want to come back and they want to redo it. I'm not going to take out my crepe pans again. I'm not going to go down to the store and buy flour and buy eggs, which are $1 friggin' an egg now. I'm not going to go buy some more milk. All right, I'm sorry. You want to redo it? That's great. We're going to redo it with plastic food, and we're going to redo it with Play-Doh. Because really all I'm checking is, can you sustain a conversation in French about cooking crepes? That's all I really care about. Full 100% for that. Now, the next thing that I really need to impress on my students is metacognition. And I have a whole channel on YouTube about metacognition and how important it is, because I really feel like I need the students' buy-in. I need the students to understand why this is important, okay? So a lot of the metacognition I do in regards to standards-based grading, and metacognition, again, is thinking about your thinking. Why is this important? Why do we do the crazy stuff we do in this class? What study habits can you choose to get you there so that the students have more buy-in, okay? So the thing I really target with standards-based grading is that, hey, you cannot stay up all night long and cram for Spanish, and tomorrow morning you wake up fluent in Spanish. That is not the way the brain works. And the students recognize this. They know that when they stay up late and cram for their vocabulary test in English class, that 2 days later, they're not going to remember any of those words. They know when they stay up late and cram for their physics test, 2 days later, they don't remember any of the formulae. They don't remember even what the test was about. They know that cramming works that way. And so it's an easy step to get them to see, sorry, you cannot cram in the world language classroom. So to that end, there are some things we do, like Duolingo. Duolingo is my way to not have to assign a workbook page, okay? Duolingo is adaptive, and the students can't progress until they get everything right on the lesson. So I love it for that. That's my homework. And I'm trying to ingrain in my students the habit of do a little each day. One Duolingo lesson a day is like 5 minutes. Many of my students can breeze through it in 2 minutes. Some of my students are deep thinkers and they need 10 minutes. It's not that much to ask of them. One time a day, just so that you're hearing the language outside a classroom 1 time a day. Because we know with Ebbinghouse's forgetting curve that the second they walk out of my room, they forget 80% of everything we did in class, unless they can look at it again 1 time in the next 24 hours. Okay, so Duolingo is my tool for that. And it's easy for me to see. I can look at it and say, oh, okay, you did it May 4th, you did it May 3rd, you did it May 2nd, May 1st. Perfect. You're great. Oh, you blitzed on 2, but okay, you got this one. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. And I also model behavior for my students. I'm like, look, guys, I do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, because I don't have much time, and I still make time for my Duolingo. And of course, I'm in all my language classes, which means I'm doing a lot of Duolingo per day. But I show them. This was taken 3 weeks ago. That was my 3,000-day streak. asterisk without a power outage, because we had a citywide power outage that lasted for 5 days, 3,000 years ago, 3,000 days ago. But I want to model to my students, if I can do it, you can do it. And so if my students are like, oh, can I remake Duolingo? I will say, within reason, I'll allow you to do 3 Duolingo lessons a night for a little while, but I'm not going to allow you to do 20 Duolingo lessons tonight. You are not going to remember that. You've wasted your own time. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to be fluent. So, no, I'm not going to let you make up that much Duolingo. That's not a redo. Okay, so I desperately try to keep my YouTube videos under 10 minutes. And again, I've gone to 11 minutes and a half. So I'm going to pause here and I will put a part 3 up. And please join me there. See you then.